The Revolution Square Monument in Alexanderplatz, Berlin, Germany, commemorates the area's rich history of revolutionary movements and political activism. Alexanderplatz has been a focal point for political demonstrations, social movements, and revolutions throughout its history. 1848 – Revolutions. In 1848, during the March Revolution, Alexanderplatz was a center of revolutionary activity in Berlin. Workers, students, and intellectuals gathered here to protest against the monarchy and demand political reforms. The Revolution Square Monument honors the bravery and sacrifices of those who fought for democratic ideals during this turbulent period. Socialist and communist demonstrations. During the early 20th century, Alexanderplatz became a gathering place for socialist and communist movements. Workers' organizations held rallies and protests advocating for labor rights, social equality, and the overthrow of capitalist systems. The monument pays tribute to the resilience and determination of these activists in their struggle for social justice. Weimar Republic era. In the aftermath of World War I and the establishment of the Weimar Republic, Alexanderplatz continued to be a site of political contention. Various political parties and factions vied for influence, leading to frequent clashes and demonstrations. The Revolution Square Monument serves as a reminder of the political turmoil and ideological battles that characterized this period. Resistance against National Socialism. During the Nazi regime, Alexanderplatz was not immune to resistance efforts. Despite the dangers, underground resistance groups organized clandestine activities and disseminated anti-fascist propaganda. The monument honors the bravery of those who risked their lives to resist tyranny and uphold democratic values. Post-war reconstruction. After World War II and the division of Berlin, Alexanderplatz found itself situated in East Berlin under Soviet occupation. Despite the oppressive regime, dissidents and activists continued to protest for political freedoms and human rights. The Revolution Square Monument commemorates their struggle against totalitarianism and oppression. Peaceful Revolution of 1989. Alexanderplatz played a significant role during the Peaceful Revolution of 1989, which ultimately led to the fall of the Berlin Wall and the reunification of Germany. Mass demonstrations and protests took place here, demanding democratic reforms and an end to communist rule. The Monument.
The monument celebrates the triumph of democracy and the power of peaceful protest in effecting political change. The Revolution Square Monument stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of resistance, activism, and solidarity that has defined Alexanderplatz throughout its tumultuous history. It serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by generations of individuals who fought for freedom, justice, and democracy in Berlin and beyond. Let's delve deeper into the history of Alexanderplatz as a focal point for revolutionary movements in Berlin, 1920s and 1930s. During the Weimar Republic era, Alexanderplatz was a vibrant and bustling urban center, attracting intellectuals, artists, and political activists. Left-wing parties, including the Social Democrats and the Communist Party of Germany, KPD, held rallies and demonstrations in the square, advocating for social reform and workers' rights. The clash between leftist and right-wing factions often erupted into violence, reflecting the political polarization and instability of the time. Resistance during Nazi rule. Despite the brutal repression of dissent under the Nazi regime, underground resistance networks operated clandestinely in Alexanderplatz. Courageous individuals, including members of the Communist Party, trade unionists, and anti-fascist activists, risked their lives to distribute anti-Nazi literature, harbor persecuted individuals, and sabotage Nazi infrastructure. Many paid the ultimate price for their defiance, but their actions served as a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. Post-World War I reconstruction. After the devastation of World War II, Alexanderplatz underwent extensive reconstruction efforts to rebuild the city's infrastructure and revitalize its urban landscape. The square became a showcase of socialist architecture and urban planning under the East German regime, with iconic buildings such as the Fernsehturm, television tower, and the Haus der Lehrers, House of Teachers, symbolizing the ideals of socialist modernity. Legacy of the Peaceful Revolution. The Peaceful Revolution of 1989, which culminated in the fall of the Berlin Wall, marked a watershed moment in Alexanderplatz's history. Mass demonstrations, led by grassroots movements such as the New Forum and Democratic Awakening, mobilized hundreds of thousands of people in the square, demanding political reform, free elections, and the end of communist rule. The peaceful nature of these protests, combined with widespread public support, ultimately contributed to the collapse of the East German regime and the reunification of Germany. The Revolution Square Monument encapsulates the complex and multifaceted history of Alexanderplatz as a site of resistance, struggle, and resilience. It serves as a tangible reminder of the enduring legacy of those who fought for freedom and democracy in the heart of Berlin. Let's explore further the historical significance of Alexanderplatz as a center of revolutionary activity in Berlin. May Day celebrations. Alexanderplatz has long been associated with May Day celebrations, which traditionally commemorate the struggles and achievements of the labor movement. The square has witnessed numerous May Day rallies and demonstrations, where workers, trade unions, and leftist groups gather to advocate for workers' rights, social justice, and solidarity. These events often feature speeches, music, and displays of solidarity, highlighting the ongoing relevance of labor activism in contemporary society. Cultural and intellectual exchange. Beyond its political significance, Alexanderplatz has also served as a hub of cultural and intellectual exchange. The square's cafes, theaters, and meeting places have been frequented by writers, artists, and thinkers who engage in lively debates and discussions about society, politics, and culture. Figures such as Bertolt Brecht, Alfred Döblin, and Rosa Luxemburg were known to frequent the cafes and salons of Alexanderplatz, contributing to its reputation as a center of intellectual ferment. The Battle of Alexanderplatz. During the final days of World War II, Alexanderplatz became a battleground between advancing Soviet forces and Nazi defenders. The square and its surrounding areas witnessed intense fighting as Soviet troops sought to capture strategic positions in central Berlin. The Battle of Alexanderplatz resulted in significant destruction and loss of life, leaving scars on the urban landscape that would endure for decades. Urban renewal and gentrification. In the decades following World War II, Alexanderplatz underwent various phases of urban renewal and redevelopment. The socialist regime of East Germany implemented ambitious reconstruction projects aimed at modernizing the square and transforming it into a showcase of socialist urban planning. However, these efforts also led to the displacement of longtime residents and the loss of historical architecture, sparking debates about the ethics of urban renewal and the preservation of cultural heritage. Cultural revival after reunification. Following the reunification of Germany in 1990, Alexanderplatz experienced a period of cultural revival and transformation. The square became a symbol of Berlin's dynamic and cosmopolitan identity, attracting tourists, shoppers, and entertainment seekers from around the world. New developments, such as the Alexa shopping mall and the Alexanderplatz station renovation, revitalized the area and contributed to its status as a major transportation hub and commercial center. Contemporary activism and protests. In recent years, Alexanderplatz has continued to be a site of activism and protest, with various social movements and grassroots organizations staging demonstrations and actions to raise awareness about pressing issues such as climate change, refugee rights, and police brutality. The square serves as a public forum for citizens to voice their concerns and demand accountability from government authorities and corporate interests. These additional facets of Alexanderplatz's history underscore its enduring importance as a symbol of resilience, creativity, and civic engagement in the heart of Berlin. Let's delve further into the historical context and significance of Alexanderplatz in Berlin. The origins of Alexanderplatz, originally named Ochsenmarkt, Oxen Market. In the Middle Ages, Alexanderplatz emerged as a marketplace and trading center outside the city walls of medieval Berlin. Over time, it grew into a bustling commercial hub, attracting merchants, artisans, and travelers from near and far. The square's strategic location at the intersection of key trade routes contributed to its economic importance and cultural vibrancy. The Elector's Square. In the 17th century, Elector Friedrich Wilhelm I of Brandenburg designated the square as a parade ground and military training ground, renaming it Königsplatz, King's Square, in honor of the Prussian monarchy. The square served as a venue for military drills, ceremonies, and public gatherings, reflecting the growing influence of the Prussian state in Berlin's urban development. Industrialization and urbanization. With the onset of industrialization in the 19th century, Alexanderplatz underwent significant changes as Berlin experienced rapid population growth and urbanization. The square became a bustling commercial and transportation hub with the construction of railway stations, tram lines, and department stores transforming its urban landscape. Industrial enterprises and manufacturing facilities also flourished in the surrounding neighborhoods, further shaping the character of Alexanderplatz as a dynamic urban center. The rise of modernism. In the early 20th century, Alexanderplatz became a symbol of modernity and progress as Berlin embraced the architectural and cultural innovations of the modernist movement. Iconic buildings such as the Alexander House and the Berolina House exemplified the sleek, functionalist design principles of the new objectivity, Neue Sachlichkeit style, reflecting Berlin's aspirations as a forward-thinking metropolis. The Nazi era and World War II. During the Nazi era, Alexanderplatz fell under the regime's control, and the square became a site of propaganda, surveillance, and repression. The Nazi authorities implemented draconian measures to suppress dissent and enforce conformity, leading to the persecution of political dissidents, minority groups, and marginalized communities. The square also suffered extensive damage during Allied bombing raids in World War II, resulting in the destruction of many historic buildings and landmarks. Post-war reconstruction and division. After the war, Alexanderplatz underwent extensive reconstruction efforts to rebuild its infrastructure and restore its economic vitality. However, the division of Berlin into East and West following the establishment of the Iron Curtain created new challenges for the square, as it found itself situated in East Berlin under Soviet control. The East German authorities sought to showcase Alexanderplatz as a showcase of socialist urban planning and architecture, leading to the construction of imposing monuments, housing complexes, and administrative buildings. The Berlin Wall and Cold War tensions. During the Cold War, Alexanderplatz became a symbol of the ideological divide between East and West, as the Berlin Wall effectively cut off access between East Berlin and West Berlin. The square witnessed tense standoffs, border skirmishes, and daring escape attempts as East Germans sought to flee to the West in search of freedom and opportunity. The presence of border guards, watchtowers, and barbed wire reinforced the physical and psychological barriers separating the two sides of the city. Reunification and renewal. With the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the reunification of Germany in 1990, Alexanderplatz entered a new era of transformation and renewal. The removal of the barriers dividing East and West Berlin opened up new opportunities for economic development, cultural exchange, and social integration. The square became a symbol of unity and reconciliation as Berliners from both sides of the former divide came together to celebrate the end of division and the dawn of a new era of freedom and democracy. Contemporary challenges and opportunities. Today, Alexanderplatz faces a new set of challenges and opportunities as Berlin grapples with issues such as urbanization, gentrification, and globalization. The square continues to evolve as a dynamic urban space with ongoing efforts to preserve its historical heritage, enhance its public amenities, and promote sustainable development. From its humble origins as a medieval marketplace to its present-day status as a bustling metropolis, Alexanderplatz remains a testament to Berlin's resilience, creativity, and spirit of innovation.